Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. On behalf of Phil, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome a distinguished guest from Cipla, along with and emerging skills. We now move towards the segment. Our students are eagerly waiting for this segment. Learning becomes even more impactful when it happens through meaningful conversations. Today, we have Fireside Chat with Cipla. This discussion will explore themes such as becoming future talent, mindset and professionalism, core employability and behavioral skills, importance of communication and teamwork, adaptability and workforce discipline, student-led interaction. Let's begin by exploring the journey that have shaped early.
Good morning and rather good afternoon after 12, but morning and New Year 26. And we are very grateful to you, Sabeena, for sharing your time with us. We have students coming from the UG program and PG program at Fuel. We have faculty members of Fuel. And we also have a lot of women aspiring students who want to go into future corporate life. So that's the audience for you here. Sabeena, thank you so much for taking time. Your profile, your accolades and your humbleness of reaching out to the youth of India is known to the country. And we at Fuel warmly welcome you at our campus today. So thank you for joining us.
No, thank you very much for having me over. Firstly, a very happy new year to all of you and to your families. Have a fabulous 2026. For me, it's actually 2 years back, and I was telling Ketan about it, that Fuel has been there at the back of my mind because I had got an invite, and I said someday I would definitely want to come and be a part of the amazing, learners who are here, who are going to be shaping the workforce and the industry going ahead. So I'm extremely grateful to be here and for this beautiful conversation that we will see how it unfolds today.
Sure. And it's a very important task for me also, that talking to you, seeing your profile, coming from finance services, then in Aditya Birla, and then in Cipla now, for so long, different career stages of yours. So for students, what do you think? What are some of the triads or leadership, key mantras which you want to give, considering this entire journey of yours?
Before we dive into my journey, a little bit about myself, I would first want to, talk a message which Dr. Hamid has asked me to specifically share, in terms of what his messaging is for all of you all. And how many of you all know Dr. Hamid? Everyone, right? So allow me to just open one page and read out. I have got the book with me. So there's a very beautiful thing that Dr. Hamid would always like to share with the younger generation that will, follow all of us, Ketan. So it goes like this. If anything is important in life, it is the future. The past is gone forever, and the present exists only as a fleeting moment. Everything that we think and do from this moment can affect only the future. It is the future in which we will be spending the rest of our shrinking life. With growing complexities, increasing population, worldwide poverty, disease, crime, drugs, racial disparity, political and economic upheavals within the country and globally, it becomes extremely difficult to make rational decisions required for charting not only one's future, but that of the companies and the industries. However, this needs to be done and done objectively on an ongoing basis and updated from time to time. The younger generation must therefore embrace two very important values. The first one that Dr. Hamid talks about is imagination. Imagination is one of the qualities that differentiates people, and in particular people like who are all of you all, the learners, right, who are ready to take the world with passion and purpose. However, there is one more quality far more important, and that is enthusiasm. The feeling that what one is pursuing in life is the only thing that really matters. And in today's session, if you remember nothing else, right? Remember this. This is a very, very important takeaway. Imagination will open doors. Enthusiasm will help you walk through them and keep going when the path gets steep. You want me to repeat the last line? Okay. Imagination will open doors. Enthusiasm will help you walk through your journey, your paths, and it will keep helping you moving in life when the path gets steep. So that is something that...
So inspiring.
So thank you.
And thank you for it's such a fortunate thing that you met him and you spoke to him that you're coming here.
Yes.
And it's so great of him to send a message via you, and you are a messenger for us in that way, because this school is devoted to his name. So thank you very much.
Not at all. I think destiny has a huge role to play in all of this. We are mere messengers and mediators. So, as Ketan mentioned, my journey, yes, I've taken a lot of different pathways, industry changes as well as educational changes, because I think that you probably wouldn't be knowing. I started my career with ICICI. I was fresh out of college, and I wanted to enroll into financial services. That was always my dream, to be a part of large financial services organization. While I was in ICICI, I spent about 5 years. I realized in my last year or the second last year that people impact is my calling. And that's when I decided that while I'm on the business side of work, I want to study further on what HR is all about. And that's when I transitioned, I joined NMIMS, I did my master's in human resources, I worked with Citibank, I was still on the business side, and then from there on I changed my stream to human resources. So from there on, it's never been looking back. I was with Aditya Birla Capital for almost 9 years. Over there I was doing a lot of people initiatives, leadership hiring, the entire onboarding, the entire talent assimilation. And then I decided, actually Cipla happened to me. Cipla connected with me, and when I started finding out and reading out more about the organization, I genuinely felt that Cipla has a soul. And how many of you all know the mission of Cipla? Or the purpose of Cipla? I'd like to share with you all, Cipla's purpose is caring for life. And that stayed with me. And that made me change my domain from financial services to Cipla, believing in their mission and the work that they have done. So that's been my journey. Yes, there have been challenges. There have been, difficult decisions that I've had to make in making these jumps and leaps. But as our theme today is from campus to corporate, right? I think it's an assimilation of, it's a journey. It cannot be bifurcated. It's a journey of building skills. It's a journey of building behavioral side skills, technical skills, and then how you learn from your experiences that weave you through, and what is it that you take through along with you. So I think in short, that is what it is, to answer the first question. Ketan, anything else that you would like me to know?
In fact, that's quite interesting, like from switching from financial services to a healthcare company. Mm-hmm. It's like almost, changing the entire scope of your career. And this is a dilemma in the minds of young minds also. Mm-hmm. Which sector do I choose? And if I choose that sector, then should I remain in that forever in my life? Any initial thoughts on that? And then continuing with that is the behavioral skills. What are needed for a specific sector or a corporate career with your 15 years of journey?
Sure. See, I follow this very simple acronym called DRIP. D-R-I-P. Okay? Whenever you're choosing your career, everybody has aspirations. Like I wanted to join financial services. But from financial services I moved, right? How many of you all have decided which sector you all want to join? Can I have a show of hands?
Some of them have. Some of them are not having.
Okay. So let me, it's good to have that selection, and it's even good not to have that selection. But what is important is, the way I looked at, following the entire philosophy is, I followed the principle of DRIP. What I really wanted to inculcate is, D stands for discipline. Whichever sector I go to, I needed to imbibe the element of discipline, okay? Second is integrity. Third is, second is resilience. Resilience is basically whatever challenges life throws at you, okay, because today you all are going to be stepping into your first jobs. And let me give you a reality, it's not as easy as it seems. There are going to be challenges, but these challenges only open doorways for opportunities. So your resilience has to be very high. So your discipline, your resilience, your integrity. Whenever you're working in organizations, be it whichever sector you'll choose or whichever sector chooses you, let me put it that way. The most important element when I'm talking of integrity, which we all know the definition, for y'all it is to start building trust in a way that people start believing in you. Because when you build trust and when you lay the strong foundation of trust, your credibility any which ways increases. And trust has to be consistent. It cannot be one fine day and the second day you decide not to. So it's discipline, it's resilience, it's integrity, and the last is purpose. What really resonates with each of y'all? What makes y'all passionate? Today when I look at Ketan and when I was spending some time before we came into the boardroom in this hall, and I was amazed and I was inspired to see the kind of purpose and passion which Ketan has really woven his journey. So I think this principle, fundamental principles, is what will help all of you all. This is what my experience has garnered.
Very interesting, and thank you. I think the trust part which you said, and we have all Gen Zs, and Gen Zs are supposed to lose their trust very quickly on the corporates or on the relationship or something like that. So how do you build that trust, or any key mindset which you think is very important for such glorious career?
So let me just take a step back, Ketan, and while I am also looking at leadership, a lot of leadership hiring, a lot of leadership assessments, I am also responsible with people like Kruti, my team, who are highly competent, to hire people from campuses. Okay, so we are responsible as a team to hire people from campuses who are fresh pass outs. And when we hire them in batches of 30, 40, we hire interns. So the cohort is very similar to yours. And one of the things that we keep, so we have an induction plan in place for them. We try to assimilate them into the organization. And one of the things that we keep telling our young talent, and we call them, the Young Manager Program, we keep telling them, two things are very important. Please have patience. Okay? Patience in looking at things and going through situations with a little bit of calm composure. Patience and tolerance is one thing which is extremely, extremely important, and that's my key advice to all of you all, not to make decisions in an instant. I know that we all keep hearing words like instant gratification, and we are living in a world of instant things, that things need to move with speed. But trust me, patience is a very important element. And secondly, never play the victim game. By that, what I mean is that situations may be tough, situations may be challenging. Please don't say that, ask questions like, why me? Why am I going through this? Why are these challenges falling on me? No. That mindset has to change completely. It is these challenges, these the kind of exposures that organizations give are going to be tough initially, right? We all have been through it. But when you look at it 5 years down the line, you will only be thankful for these experiences. So one is patience and tolerance. Please have enough of that and more. And secondly, don't play the victim game. Take these as opportunities and be grateful for whatever options the organizations give, because these are learning platforms. That's my...
Very interesting. Patience and all of them are also looking at both of us in a way to ask that how we can get a job in Cipla. And if I don't ask this question, they are going to say then the purpose of mine is not solved. So I'm going to ask on behalf of them. But I'm going to put it in the other way around. I'm going to ask you, what are the top 3 skills which fresh graduates who are sitting here would need in order to enter into companies like Cipla?
Okay. Ketan, that's a very interesting question and a very well thought of question. My first answer is going to be, you have to earn it. Okay? We all have to earn the jobs that we do, and by that what I mean is meritocracy. Everybody knows meritocracy, what it all stands for, right? We have to be suitable, we have to earn, we have to be, we have to prove ourselves even in interviews, right? Today nothing comes free. right? And companies want people who are talented, who have the right attitude. So you have to earn it. Let's put it very simply. But answering the question that Ketan is asking, what are the attributes? Okay, especially from campus to corporate. One is to having a mindset of learning continuously. Even till date, I don't think Ketan or myself will say that we've arrived. I think I have a long way to go. Look, after 15 years of my career, or maybe 12 years, I decided to change to pharma. And pharma is a very different sector. So my learning started right from the beginning. And the reason I'm sharing is because I felt I went way back to the ABC of where I had to start from. It's a new sector. So one of the most important things is learning continuously. You have to invest in that. Second is persistency. Never give up on your dreams. You know, I was going through the website of Fuel and I saw some picture and I read something about a quote which said that dreams don't come in sleep, but your dreams should be such that they keep you awake. Right? That was something which, and I think it is so beautiful. And persistency is what will make your dreams come alive. Very important, right? And lastly, it's your attitude. I give a lot of importance to attitude because how you look at things, and I'll give you a very, very common example. When a half glass full and a half glass empty, we all have heard of it. If your attitude in life is always looking at the glass half full, the success ratio will be way higher than how you will look at it otherwise. Yeah. So that is something which is very important. And you know, I don't want to eat into the time, but when Ketan, you spoke of mindset, I want to share a very short story, if I may.
Yes, please.
I have this dear friend of mine. His name is Divyanshu Ganatra. Okay, he was born like all of us, able to see, able to laugh, have fun, experience, look at the nature, look at the beauty. Look, he had vision. He had eyesight. At the age of 19, when he woke up one day, he lost his vision completely. Okay? And Divyanshu, obviously, when you get up one day and you feel and you realize you can't see, I don't know how the world would land on us. There were many people who told Divyanshu that now your life is, you you have very limited capabilities. You should get into building cane furniture. You need to get into, doing some kind of vocational skills and all of that. Divyanshu spent a lot of time understanding how he can evolve his life, not only for himself, but how can he inspire others. He had a mindset shift. And the question is about mindset. Today, Divyanshu, and you can do a Google on him. Today, Divyanshu is India's first solo blind paraglider and a pilot. Today, Divyanshu is the first blind person to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. He is the first blind person. He organizes these trails called tandem cycling, tandem cycling is basically you have two cyclists, one behind the other. There is this road from Manali to Khardungla, which is the world's toughest motorable road. He organizes expeditions, on that particular tandem cycling so that people can see the beauty of the road, and he also encourages a lot of people with disabilities to get confidence in them. BBC has also covered him. So today, the reason I'm sharing Divyanshu's story with you is that all these achievements, when did he do? Once he lost his eyesight. That means the persistency he had, the discipline he had, and the attitude which I just spoke about, all three combined together made him achieve what he is, though the world told him otherwise. So this is what I wanted to share.
No, very inspiring, and I think you all definitely can understand how perseverance opportunities you can take even if resources are not available, and I think that's something which you highlighted. And to my previous question on how they can crack the interview or how they can get into corporate, I think what was of the interest was they should prepare for the interviews first and they have to earn it. I think that's something which is very important message from your side. And moving from they have to earn it to a message from your leadership experience, what are the early signs that indicate leadership potential, even at junior level. So we have students who have demonstrated right at very beginning of their career some leadership positions, or we met some people from our own institutions who have shown leadership right in the beginning. So what are some of the triads, or what are some of the mindsets you think are like easily tappable for them to find that leadership at entry level?
Leadership is something which so for me personally, I believe everybody is a leader, because leadership is not just with titles, it's about attributes, it's about, how Ketan pointed, what are the important elements that go into, showcasing yourself as a leader. Forget the titles. One of the most important things is accountability and ownership. Okay? And with that, what I mean is, today, however big or however small your actions you are taking in your life, or in whether it is at campus, whether you go to your first job, you have to be accountable for the work that you do, for the ideas you generate, for the successes, for the failures. Accountability and ownership should be yours. Secondly, the attitude has to change from me to we. That is, from being an individual person, like always thinking about yourself, that what's in it for me? What's in it for me? A leader will never think like that. A leader will think, what is in it for all of us? What is in it for the organization? How do you have an enterprise mindset? Always keeping the organization agenda before your agenda, right? And this is something which is very, very important. And lastly, one of the traits is have the courage. Have the courage to stand tall in what you believe in. Today, if you believe in a particular task, if you believe in a particular person, if you believe in a particular idea, right? Have the courage to talk about it, have the courage to execute it, have the courage to live through it, right? Courage even comes out when you want to do wrong things from wrong things to right things. It requires courage to do the right things. It requires courage to understand what's not happening right. It requires courage to tell people what to do, what is right. It requires courage to fulfill dreams. It requires courage to do the big things in life. So these three elements are extremely important, Ketan, and if you have any, because your journey is much more inspiring, I would say, than my journey, because the kind of impact you are making. So any points that you would like to further add on this?
In fact, I was thinking the role can be reversed next time. We can have a fireside chat moderated by you versus me. But yes, I think you were right in terms of that. And one thing which I always tell all our students is to upscale them faster, because technology is changing. You may not have the same technology which you are learning today. So if they can upskill them faster, and transferable skills. So whatever you have today, that may not be the skills for tomorrow. So you should be able to adapt and transfer. And in fact, that's where my next question was about to come to you. Some of the habits of Gen Z, we read a lot of reports, and I'm sure being a HR head, you must be also curiously reading about the Gen Zs and their patterns of how they change jobs, how they shift their, packages, because of the package titles, they shift the companies. So what are some of the non-negotiable habits you think as youngsters they should possess for entering into corporate life? That's something which we want to hear from you.
So, again, I'm just going to go back to the upskilling piece which you mentioned, and then the non-negotiable habits. I just want to talk a little bit about upskilling and adaptability, because these are two very pertinent points that Ketan also highlighted. In today's world, whether you are in your first 6 months or whether you are in your 18 years of experience, if you don't upskill yourself, you're redundant. And upskilling is, in another word, continuous learning, which we spoke in the beginning of the conversation. Because upskilling is a non-negotiable. Today, let me give you an example. In our organization, we just had a workshop of AI, and the people who were attending the AI workshop were all 12 years of experience. And we're doing this across the organization. Because if we don't upskill, if we don't have, because everything is moving in such an automated, such a digitized way, right? We have to keep pace. And what is also happening is reverse mentoring. Upskilling, learning is happening not only from Gen Zs, Ketan, let me tell you, people who come on board from campuses are also teaching our experienced people on how to upskill themselves. So there is a reverse learning that's happening in today's age and scenario. Completely. Adaptability, as you know, we all know what it is about. If you don't adapt, then we really don't know where we would stand, because the kind of volatility, the kind of uncertainty, the kind of action and agility which the world is moving towards, I think we have to stay updated with all of that. The non-negotiables, when I look at it, and yes, even in my current scenario, when we take people, from campus to corporate, I again go back, and for the sake of not sounding repetitive, but I think I still need to, is that stay in an organization, stay in a role committed for at least minimum 3 years, and I'll tell you why. Don't make hasty decisions, because the real impact when you take a role, and I'm telling you this again from when you join any organization, right? The real impact starts coming after you spend 8 months, 6 to 8 months. That's when you start understanding the job properly, the organization, the effectiveness. Your impact starts showing thereafter, right? So to make those impacts, you need to stay committed. So taking those decisions rashly and in a haste, it's only, organization will replace people. It's not difficult. But what is in it for you? How much are you learning? How strong is your foundation being? So that is why stay committed in a role for minimum 3 years in your first role, at least, to get the right essence out of it. That is an extremely important piece.
So you did 2 jobs for me. One, a very good message to students, and the second, a very good message to my faculties also. So, so that's a dual messaging, so which you supported us. So I think, but one question which often comes from students, and this kind of I want to ask you like rapid fire kind of a thing. What's one mistake that the fresher should avoid?
A fresher should avoid chasing titles.
Yeah.
Today, and again, I know it's a rapid fire, but can I take a little minute? Today we get so consumed in, titles. Okay, now I've completed 1 year, now I need to become an assistant manager. Okay, now I've completed 2 years, now I need to become a senior manager. These are titles. Stop chasing them. Titles will come when your work is fabulous. It is an outcome of your work. Yeah, so stop chasing titles.
Stop chasing titles. Okay, should we stop chasing titles or should we stop chasing salaries?
Salaries are important, right?
Yes.
Ketan, I think that is important. But you cannot make it your primary influencer. Okay? Salary is important. I'm going to be very loud and clear. Today we all are living, we all want a lifestyle, we all want to support our families. But don't make it today. Okay, let me give you an example. Today, if I like a role very much, and I know it's my passion to get into this, but the salary is a little lesser, what will I do? Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. I will take up the role. So I will not make salary my primary influencer. But is salary important? Yes, salary is important. Are titles as important? I would say no. Clear no. Titles are not important when you're moving into your first, at least, immediate from campus to corporates.
Okay, so titles not important, salary might be. Company brand, important or not important?
Very important.
Okay.
And why?
Why?
Because a brand will be related to your purpose and meaning that you want to give back to the world as well. Okay? And as you choose your jobs, as you choose your organizations, for me, again I'm talking from my point of view, I always look at what the brand stands for, what purpose it has, what meaning it has. When I left my financial services, not that financial services wasn't a meaningful domain, it was a fantastic domain. But when I moved from financial services to Cipla, what did I look at? I looked at the brand, I looked at the purpose, I looked at the meaning.
Interesting. And now few questions which are there in minds of students which they can't ask the HR head. Those are some of the 2-3 points which they told me. One is whether to choose a company which gives work from home or work from office.
This is one of my favorite questions.
Okay. We are not shared with you anyway.
Not shared with me at all, but it's still my favorite question. Look, when does the real learning happen? Today, if I would say, what is the modus of operandi over here? People come to college or people work from home online?
They wish to work online.
But what do you propose?
I propose them to come here. And
all schooling that we've done in life from our nursery to our 10th standard, I'll take it as 10th. Do we do it from home or do we come to school? Why?
actual exposure and the learning, like and how to take it up ahead whenever we faces the same situation in our life.
What's your name?
I'm Dr. Prachi, I'm faculty.
And she's not asked to work from home anytime in her.
Dr. Prachi.
Yes.
Okay.
Faculty of Finance.
Okay. That's
I also
yes.
feel, the environment that you are in, and it's quite possible that, because of the environment and because of the team, there are a lot of learnings that happen. So I think, coming to office and actually working in office definitely gives you more learning rather than being at home.
And so, what's your name?
Dr. Sarika.
Dr. Sarika. So Dr. Prachi and Sarika have already answered my question. It is one of the non-negotiables. Working from office, and especially for people like coming out from campus to corporate, your main learning happens when you all are having conversations, when you all are having dialogues, when you all are having communication. That is the time when main learning happens, because today you are meeting a network of people. If you are going to be working from home and you're going to have a meeting, you're going to be only interacting with that one person on screen or those two people on screen. But today when you are in office, you go for a coffee break, you go for a chai break, you go for a lunch break. These are all sessions for learning. And it need not be only about work, it's about life. So I think that is what it is, to answer your question in a simple way.
Good. Now they will not ask for it. Yes, of course. And for students, one of the questions which they ask is, a company which gives a lot of leaves or a lot of vacations is the best company to work with. Your take on that?
Who wants to support me in this answer? Because Dr. Prachi and Dr. Sarika anyway supported me. Somebody from this side, the students, what do you all think?
They are smiling. If I would not be in this room, probably the answer would be different.
I think so. Okay, let me answer this question. You all got a lot of leaves, but you all are not enjoying your work. Would you guys like it? I want you all to answer this. Wouldn't, right? What is more important? And life has to be a balance. It cannot be more or less. Right? So when people devise the leave policies, they do it with that balance. And it is very important, when I spoke about accountability also some time back, right? It's very important for us to be accountable for how we manage our life. Today, if we want to make ourselves efficient and we want to leave office by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, we can do it and have a good work-life balance. Right? So sometimes we always try to blame things like, okay, organization itna kaam karate hain, organizations itne long hours hote hain. No, do some self-reflection also at times and see what if you worked in a more efficient way. And how would you prioritize? Time management, priority, self-reflection, they all help you to understand how to manage and balance your life. Yeah, so to answer that question.
Thank you so much. I think I now know why to invite an HR head to speak to students and faculty. The purpose gets solved. And a couple of small questions. Who is your favorite author or book which you would like to recommend them to read?
So I like this author called Brené Brown, and she is one of my favorites because she's written books on daring leadership, strong ground. I'm currently reading a book of hers which is called Strong Ground, which is a beautiful book on standing tall, being vulnerable, having the courage, having the authenticity, and daring, leading whether it's an organization, whether it's any workplace or whatever it is, with a lot of courage. So she's one of my favorites.
Interesting. Your favorite leader or a personality whom you followed or a leader whom you really admire?
There, right there, Dr. Hamid. I think he is absolutely inspiring. The kind of passion he has, the kind of meaning he gives to the work that he is doing, the kind of lives, the remarkable legacy he's created. Who can be more inspiring than Dr. Hamid?
Thank you. And one final word of action, or you would like that word to be remembered to the youth of our country. Some few daring words which they should think always in their life.
So, two simple things. One is be you. Okay? If you're not yourself, how will you inspire others? Always be authentic, stay true to yourself. And second thing that I would like to say is that whatever you're doing in your life, we've spoken a lot about, the attributes of accountability, ownership, persistency, upskilling, so on and so forth, all of that. How do you pay it forward? When you all grow in life, when you all spend time grooming yourself, when you all do some great work in the industry or wherever you all join, never forget the simple fundamental of paying it forward. Because that's how we start making more leaders, that's how we start building workforce that can help our country and it can help our people. So that's something that I would like to.
So thank you, Sabeena. I think it was wonderful. Please have a round of applause. It was truly inspiring to listen. And we went top 30 leadership award of Forbes 23. And you're among the top 30 leaders. That's what Forbes said. But we believe you are among the top 5 leaders of the country. And we wish you soon to be in that. And we really admire the advice which you have given to all our youngsters. I'm sure all of them will learn from this experience. Yes or no?
Yes.
And how many of you got inspired? Raise your hand. So there it is. The proof is there. And they all are inspired. And they don't do generally this. Even if I ask them, are they inspired by me? They will not put that hand up.
Yeah, how many of you are inspired by Dr. Ketan? Same show of hands. No, I think you all are a very kind audience. And I think they're a very kind audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have that energy, passion, and hunger. I think with more discipline coming from Fuel, they will definitely do wonders. And if they get any chance or opportunity for doing an internship or for doing a placement, I'm sure they'll work very hard. We will work with your team. If some of them could be part of your ecosystem, we'll be more than happy, right?
Yes.
So that's what was there in mind, so they wanted me to say that. Otherwise they would not make me leave from here. So thank you very much for sharing your time. Thank you so
Not
much.
at all. I wish all of you all the very best in your journeys ahead. And always remember, it's never one single thing at a time. It's a learning loop. Okay? Take it in a learning way, in a loop way, not one single step at a time. I wish you all the very best. Do well, shine, rise, and we will have a chat with Ketan and see how we can help you all in whichever ways. And if anybody has any queries, or anything that you all want to talk, which you all have not got an opportunity over here, I'm there for some time. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
And we'll just take a group photograph after this, and then we'll